Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
We're back for another episode of Outlaws and Gunslingers. Bang here next to Dang as usual. Told you guys we're going to get a lighthearted one. It wasn't the one we said it was going to be, the Frank Abagnale or whatever. We decided to go in a little different direction with a fairly recent crime called the Dannemora prison break. Happened in 2015. It's probably fresh in some people's minds. As you'll see at the end, a bunch of documentaries and a little limited series have been made on it recently, but yeah, just probably half hour's worth of stuff going on here. Nothing too long here, but you know, take a break from the throat slashings and bullets to the brain kind of
we
stuff
got a lot of that
here.
coming up.
Yeah,
Especially with the mafia and then
Right,
going to the serial killer.
right. Yeah, I mean that's all it's going to be.
Is Moira.
We got 2015.
There's going to be a lot of people napped.
Yeah, they're gonna get napped.
About to get napped.
2015 Clinton Correctional Facility escape took place on June 6th, 2015, when two inmates, Richard Matt and David Sweat, were discovered missing during a 5:17 a.m. bed check at the maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York. Richard Matt and his older brother, for some reason, Richard Matt has a far more lengthy bio than Sweat, but
Right.
Richard Matt appears to be the conspirator and lead on this apparently here. But his biological father, he was born in Tonawanda, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo.
Him
Him and his older brother Robert, and his biological father Robert Matt was convicted of multiple offenses, including assault, burglary, issuing bad checks, and criminal possession of stolen property.
Dang, this dude already coming from a messed up family.
Right. His daddy, though, is believed to be dead. Apparently, don't know if he is or not. And then the brothers began receiving foster care early in life, I would assume. What happened to his mama?
All right.
Richard's foster father, Vern Eden, and his wife were well known in the community for giving foster care to children. Well, who else do you get foster care for? Animals, I guess.
Right.
And enrolled the Matt brothers in Little League Baseball. Look at that.
Right.
The Edens have since died.
Oh, jeez.
Matt had behavioral issues in school, which included a reputation for terrorizing kids on the school bus.
Of course he did.
He was sent to a group home in his early teens for stealing a houseboat.
Dang.
But escaped by riding on a stolen horse.
Dang,
what the hell is this guy?
This guy.
After which he hid in Allegheny State Park.
Dang, this dude steals a houseboat and jumps on a horse and just rolls away.
Rides off into the sunset. He's like, you'll never catch me, coppers.
Dang, this dude's a role model. Matt had a distaste for legitimate work. That makes sense why he had steal and
Right.
consequently compiled a lengthy criminal history.
Yep, makes sense.
His brother Robert also had a long criminal history, being arrested 4 times between 1985 and 1989 for crimes including burglary, larceny, and assault.
Oh, like father, like son.
The two brothers were never known to have committed crimes together. He was seen as a low-grade criminal, mostly involved in thefts and burglaries, until he got involved with drugs. Well,
There it is.
stepping on, moving on up, and developed a reputation for violence.
That's how it always works, right? He was used as a criminal informer for several years in the 80s. In 86, he climbed a fence to escape from the Erie County Correctional Facility, where he was serving a 1-year sentence for assault. According to retired Tonawanda policeman David Bentley, Matt evaded police for 4 days, hopping a freight train to his brother's house in Tonawanda, where he was ultimately apprehended. Why would you go right back to the first place they're going to look?
Right.
Well, these guys are never smart, I swear.
No. 1991, Matt convinced fellow prisoner David Telstar to pay $15,000 bail to get him released while awaiting trial for rape and assault. Dang.
How do you convince another prisoner?
This dude's conniving too?
How do you convince another prisoner to give him the bail money that
Right.
this dude needs?
He's like, but I was going to use it to get out. He's like, nah, man, check this out.
Trust me, I got plans for us.
Matt then informed on
What a greasy little bastard.
Who pleaded guilty to promising Matt an additional $100,000 in a
geez.
murder for hire scheme. Matt did not receive a reduced sentence for
Oh,
informing.
geez. So he's a snitch and got nothing out of it.
This guy is just a con artist.
Apparently, it didn't work out for him, though. December 3rd, 1997, Richard Matt and his accomplice Lee Bates kidnapped his 76-year-old former boss, William Rickerson, in his North Tonawanda home.
Okay.
After attacking him, Matt forced Rickerson into the trunk of Bates' car. Matt believed Rickerson had access to a large sum of money and demanded to know its location. Probably the bank.
Believed. Yeah, probably the bank.
They drove for more than 24 hours with Rickerson in the trunk to Ohio and back, periodically stopping to beat him. Like, yep, it's about time to beat him again.
Oh, man.
Later, Matt broke Rickerson's neck with his bare hands. Jeez.
Oh, no.
He then dismembered the body and threw the parts into a river and fled New York State to avoid capture.
Oh, shit. Dang, this dude.
This dude is just, he went from theft to, he went from stealing vanity items to stealing lives.
Right. He's got a little problem there, man. That's a potential serial killer there.
Yeah, seems like it.
After fleeing, Matt crossed the United States-Mexican border. Dang, he went far. Crossed the U.S.-Mexican border and entered the city of Matamoros. On February 20th, 1998, Matt murdered Charles Arnold Perrault.
Thought we were done with murders.
Right. Yeah, Matt murdered Charles Arnold Perrault, an American engineer employed at Rancho de Mexico, a local factory. According to news reports, Matt and Perrault were in a bar, and when Perrault went to the restroom, Matt stabbed him 9 times in the back and abdomen in an attempt to rob him of $300 United States dollars.
Oh, he was needing some drugs bad, dude.
Man.
After assaulting Perrault, Matt attempted to flee the scene of the crime, but was apprehended by police shortly after. The Federales?
Oh.
Matt provided the name of his half-brother, Wayne M. Schimpf, when questioned by the officers. Oh, what a bitch. Matt was convicted of murder in a Mexican court and received a 23-year sentence.
Whoa.
While in prison, this dude's in prison in Mexico. While in prison in Mexico, Matt nearly escaped by climbing the roof before being shot by guards.
Oh, shit.
According to his son, he's been shot like 9 times. It's like they can't kill him.
Dang. This dude.
Why did he come back to the U.S.? How did they let him back? They should have just kept his ass in Mexico.
2007, he was extradited back to the United States to face trial for Rickerson's murder, where Bates, who pled guilty to second-degree murder and received a 15-year to life for his role in the murder, testified against him.
What you think?
Matt received the maximum, 25 years to life in prison for second-degree murder with no chance of parole until 2032.
Oh, he wasn't going to make it that long. During his trial for the murder of Rickerson, authorities suspected he had a plan to escape from Niagara County Jail. Matt was made to wear a stun belt, and snipers were posted outside the courtroom to prevent his escape.
Dang.
That's him before he goes back to prison. Meanwhile, David Paul Sweat, born June 14th, 1980, was raised in the Binghamton metropolitan area by his single mother, Pamela Sweat, along with his 2 sisters. Sweat had troubled childhood, what was characterized by violent tendencies. After being, that's a common theme there, huh? After being sent to Florida to be raised by an uncle, he stole and wrecked his aunt's car and soon went into foster care.
Yeah.
They were like, yep.
Yeah,
That's enough for you.
Unc said no. No.
You little bastard.
Right. By the time they were in their late teens, Sweat and his cousin Jeffrey A. Nabinger Jr. were sporadically homeless.
Okay.
The 2 held short-lived jobs and became involved in the trade of marijuana.
There we go.
Sweat was known for elaborately planning burglaries he intended to commit with Nabinger. And they were arrested several times in the late 1990s, and they were sent to prison as well. Early mornings, July 4th, 2002, Sweat, Nabinger, and third accomplice Sean Duvall burglarized a fireworks store in Great Bend, Pennsylvania. And guess what they were there to steal? Firearms.
Firearms.
Of course, you know they're...
Yeah, I mean, fireworks stores usually are right next to firearms. There's one on Bay Road.
Yeah. What's this, a fireworks and guns?
Fireworks and guns with big-ass letters. Upon return to New York, they were...
Yeah. Let's go to the fireworks and gun store.
Upon returning to New York, they were spotted by Kevin Tarzia, a Broome County Sheriff's deputy, while transferring the stolen firearms in a parking lot from one vehicle to another. Stupid. Sweat opened fire on Tarzia, hitting him multiple times before running him over with a car. Oh, jeez. As he was still alive, Nabinger shot Tarzia 2 more times in the face.
Oh, my.
The 3 men were arrested a few days later. During the trial, Sweat and Nabinger both pled guilty to first-degree murder, I would assume so, and they received life without parole to avoid capital punishment.
Right. Dang. These guys are ruthless.
Jeez, dude.
Well,
These people.
Duvall, who cooperated with the authorities, was sentenced to 5 years in prison plus 5 years of supervised release.
Good for him.
That's right. Unlike Matt, Sweat had no prior history of escaping from prison.
Because he hasn't been in prison.
All right, June 6, 2015, Matt and Sweat were found to be unaccounted for during the 5:30 a.m. morning count, having been last seen at 10:30 p.m. the night before. It was reported that an external breach was found on a street approximately 500 feet outside of the prison wall.
How's that happen in
Right.
2015, dude? Who escapes from prison nowadays?
In 2015.
Apparently these guys.
I guess.
Apparently the inmates had tunneled out of the facility a la Alcatraz.
He's OP.
Matt and Sweat had been housed in Honor Block, a privileged housing unit that allowed them access to cooking stations, televisions, wall-mounted telephones, showers, and card tables in the cell house at specified intervals during the day. These two are convicted cold-blooded murderers, and you're doing this? You're giving these guys this privilege? What the hell's wrong with New York, dude? According to news reports, the escapees used tools from contractors to cut their escape tunnel during the nights and return them to their toolboxes afterwards. Why are these people? I don't understand. It's like the one, the Alcatraz guys. There was like a pile of saws or something. Was there a pile of blades or something they were just getting their shit from? Like, I don't understand.
I forget what it was. Oh, they were allowed to do machining and all
machine
that
shop,
stuff
but
back
still,
then.
you would think that shouldn't be kept under lock and key when nobody's around.
You would think. The escape was elaborate and has been compared to the escape made in the novels and film by Stephen King, The Shawshank Redemption. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo took a walking tour of the facility with publicity cameras present.
And he was like, hey, where's the women's wing?
Or the young, or the young ones.
He's like, forget about it. Where's the women?
Where's the wind?
I'm walking here. Taking a walking tour.
Taking a walking tour. Authorities found that the two had planned to be picked up by prison employee Joyce Mitchell. However, according to a relative, Mitchell developed chest pains and was hospitalized.
Oh, yeah, because she probably was freaking the hell out about having to pick these two guys up.
She had anxiety or a panic attack.
Why do they allow women
Yeah,
to be in a men's prison, dude?
idiots.
Stupid.
Dumb.
It's like the one chick that just aided that one guy that just,
Right.
a couple months ago, he ended up killing her.
Right.
Well, she killed herself, supposedly, and now he's being charged for her murder, though.
Right. A second employee, prison guard Gene Palmer, was also charged with aiding the escape.
Well, Palmer admitted to investigators that he smuggled tools into the prison and did other favors for Richard Matt in exchange for paintings. What kind of other favors?
Dang. He's wanted paintings? Wait, were they his paintings?
I'm
or
assuming Richard Matt was like, hey, I'll paint you a stick figure. And he's like,
oh,
okay.
I like it.
A note was left behind on the pipe the two escapees had cut to escape, reading, have a nice day, with a stereotypical Asian smiley face wearing a triangular rice hat. Wow. Racist.
Authorities searched farms and fields around town, Willsboro, New York, after receiving a tip that Matt and Sweat may have been spotted there on the 9th of June. Authorities spent 9th of June and the 10th retracting their steps near Dannemora after searching Willsboro, and also expanded the search to the border with Vermont, saying the two may have tried to flee to the state.
Well, no shit. That'd probably be the first thing.
Authorities in Canada, including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, dang, got some horses looking for you, and departments along the border with the U.S. and Mexico, where Matt had previously been convicted of murder, were also alerted.
Everybody was. Because we got the FBI, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Explosives gets a short rap here because it's still named ATF. It's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and other. State police and the New York Forest Rangers. They were all involved in the search, which was being led by the local police and the United States Marshals. Marshals on your ass.
You got a marshal on you? You got the Pinkertons coming for you.
Pretty much. Working with prison officials, all of them working together. $50,000 bounty was set for each inmate by Cuomo and was subsequently increased to $75 when the U.S. Marshals added $25 for each escapee. So
Fantastic.
good for them.
Right. There were no reports of break-ins, robberies, or homicides, but there were 2 reported sightings.
Okay.
Stretch of nearby New York State Route 374 was closed until further notice on the 11th of June. School classes were canceled in Dannemora and Saranac.
Yeah, I bet.
Later that day, the number of officers present in the area near the prison was increased to more than 500 from an initial estimate of between 300 and 400. That afternoon and evening, after bloodhounds picked up a scent, authorities discovered a footprint and a rapper.
Ooh, a rapper.
Police began. Yeah,
He was like, yo, I saw
Let me tell you
two
a
prison
story
breakers.
about Matt and Sweat.
They came coming around here, but they said, don't you fret. We're just running across the border. First, we'll stop by a food joint and place our order.
And the cops were like, 50, what are you doing out here? He's like, many men.
He's like, two men came running by me tonight.
The afternoon and evening after bloodhounds picked up a scent and authorities discovered a footprint in a wrapper. Police began methodically searching until nightfall. A wooded area nearby of the town of Katyville, New York.
Why until nightfall? They have choppers that have thermal.
Cops ain't being in the woods at night.
Oh, we'll still have a chopper, though.
Yeah.
Police, however, said this was not a lead that produced definitive evidence that the escapees were still in the area. Areas of the more populous nearby city of Plattsburgh and parts of Lake Champlain had also been searched, and they had billboards asking for help were put up in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and along the Canada-U.S. border.
The problem is the billboard just said help in big letters.
That's all it did. It just said, we're asking for help.
Right. Who? And we're like, who?
It was like a picture of Bugs Bunny. We need your help.
Like, dang, I think we're in Michael Jordan's hometown.
Just grab the shorts and get out of here.
Yeah. Shoes. Yeah, but they end up, they needed the shoes, didn't it? Oh, that was the shorts.
And his shorts, yeah.
Right. 12th of June, 7th day of the search. There were still no confirmed sightings of the escapees. Oh. Later on that day, prison worker Joyce Mitchell was arrested and charged with aiding the escapees.
Dang.
13th of June, the search included helicopters, all-terrain vehicles, and search dogs. However, bad weather conditions, including rain, hampered search efforts.
Bad weather conditions. Wait a minute. It's June. Bad weather conditions, including rain. That was the only thing.
It could have been lightning. You know.
Oh, get the hell out of
In
here.
the woods with lightning.
Lightning ain't striking in the middle of a damn forest.
You never know, man. 20th of June.
Does it? I'm sure it does,
The
but
highest thing they're going to get. 20th of June, the search continued in Allegheny County. Allegheny? I don't know how I can say it. In western New York, based on a sighting in the town of Friendship, New York.
Friendship.
Ain't nothing about New York that says Friendship.
right. Well, upper.
Call it off the East Coast.
June 22nd, the search shifted back to an area near the prison after a cabin near Owl's Head in Franklin County appeared to have been broken into. DNA from the inmates was found in the cabin. And investigators concluded that they had been there within the previous 24. In the days after the escape, some prisoners reported having been beaten by guards in an attempt to obtain information as to the whereabouts and plans of the escaped inmates.
Oh, you know these dudes were getting
they were coming in there with, they did the old trick of putting the chair on their neck and sitting on it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What was that in?
Oh, plenty of shows. Matt was spotted in Franklin County, New York on June 26th after he shot at a driver of a passing recreational vehicle with a 20-gauge shotgun. Dang.
What an idiot.
And he took that shotgun from a hunting camp. What do you want to do? Get the vehicle?
I'm assuming.
Jeez. And in the ensuing confrontation, he was shot and killed by 3 gunshot wounds to the head by U.S. Border Patrol. Damn.
Jeez. 3 to the head. Now he dead.
U.S. Border Patrol agent and former Army Ranger Chris Voss in the wilderness of Owl's Head, south of
one
Malone.
guy. So what do you do? Pop, pop, pop.
Dang. 50 miles west of Clinton Correctional Facilities. Sweat's location was unknown at the time of Matt's death.
Oh, gee.
Dang, this dude
got... And that's the same guy that his brother was claiming they just can't kill him. Well, add that 9 times he's been previously shot, 3 more. Now that's 12. He dead now.
Done.
June 28, New York State Trooper Sergeant Jay Cook passed Sweat as he was walking along the road. Stupid. As Cook circled back to question him, Sweat began running across a hayfield towards a tree line. Cook, a firearms instructor, gave chase, and when it became evident that Sweat might escape, he fired 2 rounds from his .45 caliber Glock 37, hitting Sweat twice in his right shoulder and left arm at a range of 73 yards. That's nice shooting. Near Constable, New York, roughly 16 miles north of where Matt had been killed, just a mile and a half from the Canada-U.S. border. He almost made it. She just went that 1.5 miles.
Is there a reason why he had to shoot the guy?
He was armed and dangerous, man.
How do they know?
I'm sure that does matter. I'm sure he had a
He's considered armed and dangerous?
I'm sure he's a murderer. I'm sure he had an order of stop at all costs.
I guess.
He's a prison escapee. You don't have rights no more, dude.
That's true. We got to hunt him down. He was transported to the Alice Hyde Medical Center in Malone. He was later transferred to Albany Medical Center. Why do they keep on transferring these guys? To try
Alice
Alice
Hyde might not have been proficient in gunshot wounds.
So his condition was later upgraded to fair by July 1st.
Good for him.
Sweat was moved on July 5th to a special house unit in the maximum security 5 Points Correctional Facility, Romulus, New York.
Yeah, that's where he should have been in the first place, idiots.
Yeah.
June 15th, 2005, creepy Governor Andrew Cuomo
2015.
directed, 2015, Governor creepy Andrew Cuomo directed Inspector General Catherine Leahy, no relation to
Jim Leahy.
Jim Leahy Scott, General Catherine Leahy
might be.
Scott, maybe. She's a fictional character, but to conduct a thorough investigation to determine all factors potentially involved in the escape of inmates Richard Matt and David Sweat from Clinton
Potentially.
Correctional Facility. At the governor's instruction, the inspector general was to secure the services of a respected outside expert in corrections and law enforcement on issues such as prison design,
Obviously.
operations, and security, with a view toward identifying how those inmates were able to escape.
Right. You always got to bring an outside guy in,
And
right?
recommend any potential reforms and
Right.
best practices to prevent future incidents.
Right.
So what they really did was they hired Sylvester Stallone,
Right.
and yeah,
And be like, would you be a deer and just test out your strategy here?
this you got security flaws here, here, and here. This prison guard is sucking the inmate's dick in cell block D, and right,
And then he was imprisoned.
And then he was on a boat,
Oh, man.
on a ship
Isn't that crazy?
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Was that the
that
first
the-
one?
was that the second one?
Was the first one? No, the first one was Arnold.
Yeah.
What was that on the ship? That one,
I think the first one was the ship, yeah.
and then the second one.
Second
was
one
like,
was Arnold.
no, the first one was with Arnold. They both were in the first one. Yeah.
Arnold might have been, but I swear the second one he was going to get Arnold out.
No, not at all. Arnold Schwarzenegger was just a guy that was there.
Oh, I don't
And
know.
They actually fought
Never-
the first time seeing each other.
Never saw it.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic.
I mean, I
movie.
saw it, but not the whole thing.
There's three of them.
Wasn't that great? Bullet to the head.
No. There's
Escape Plan.
Escape Plan 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Should have been stopped at Escape Plan .5.
Yeah, well, the first one wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But the second one with Batista.
It was a wannabe Expendables
Not really.
without the stupid explosions and shit.
No, it wasn't wanting to be Expendables. Yeah, but these guys were like nerd techs coming together.
Not him.
Yeah, he was just a
No, his team was.
right. It was decent.
Man.
Morning of 16th of June, Mitchell confessed her involvement with the prisoners still eluding capture. Associated Press reported Mitchell had confirmed providing Matt and Sweat with hacksaw blades, chisels, and other tools.
Other tools.
According to poor tools, man, them poor tools. According to Clinton County District Attorney Andrew Wiley, who oversaw the prosecution of Mitchell, said she had an agreement to be the getaway driver, but backed out because she still loved her husband and felt guilty for participating.
Yeah, she had a heart attack because of it.
Right, and she didn't want to get caught.
Wait, she still loved her husband, so she was going to go and have a gangbang session with these two probably afterwards?
She probably asked if her husband wanted to come along.
Doubt
Sure,
it.
he said, no, are you nuts?
The report also noted that the manholes used by the two inmates had since been welded shut. By who? Miss Mitchell was Plan A, and there was no Plan B,
Oh.
which is why authorities have now been concentrating their search to a perimeter around the maximum security prison. Right, so they just got out and ran instead of being driven, so couldn't be too far away, right?
Right.
According to the Associated Press, Mitchell waived a preliminary hearing, allowing the case to immediately proceed in county court.
All right. 17th of June, it was revealed that Mitchell, who had been suspended without pay from the $57,000 a year position she held, had discussed having her husband Lyle killed in a potential murder for hire deal with Matt, whom she had been close to, and Sweat as well. According to Joyce Mitchell's confession.
How are these correctional facility people getting so close to these prisoners anyways?
Right, I don't get it. It's ridiculous. According to Joyce Mitchell's confession, Matt referred to her husband Lyle as the glitch and planned to kill him after the escape. Matt reportedly gave Mitchell 2 pills to give to her husband Lyle to incapacitate.
Incapacitated.
Yeah, to incapacitate him in order to facilitate. Matt's like, oh, these stupid capacitate words.
Okay, number one,
In order to facilitate Matt's planned murder.
where the
of
fuck did he get the pills?
I'm sure somebody else brought him in, or you get all kinds of
The
pills.
hell out of here. Reportedly, she later decided not to go through with Matt's plan and threw away the 2 pills out of sentiment for her husband. Authorities did not believe Mitchell's husband knew of or participated in the breakout. Well, of course he didn't. He knew of his own murder pending. According to the Press Republican, which is a paper, he visited his wife on June 16th and then the New York State Police barracks in Malone, New York, the next day to speak with authorities.
Okay.
The search then expanded to an area beyond the 16 square miles around the prison that was being searched. Some roadblocks were lifted and the force reduced from over 800 to about 6.
All right, it's time to go looking at other places. Police received several tips during the last few days of the manhunt. They have also determined that Matt had fallen ill due to consuming spoiled food or dirty water based on soiled undergarments discovered at one of the cabins.
Oh, no. He shit himself all over the place, dude.
They found it at one of the cabins Dew had broken into.
Ew. No wonder why they said his DNA was found there. They had his shit all over the place.
Further investigation led police to finding Matt.
Yeah, I bet.
Interrogations with
All they had to do was find the fucking
follow
the shit trail.
Follow the shit trail.
You had to follow the shit hawks.
Jeez. Yeah. Interrogations with Sweat after his capture revealed he and Matt practiced their escape once in the prison and were nearly found on 2 separate occasions during the manhunt.
Well, nearly, huh? During the first instance, he and Matt were hiding in a cabin when 3 people arrived to check on it, debated whether they should stay or leave, and then left. On the second instance, Sweat was hiding in a hunting tree stand that was passed by a police officer.
Oh, geez.
Oh, okay, good alert police officer for you.
Right, tree stand is, 20 feet, 20
Right.
feet in the air?
Like you wouldn't be able to see it.
Jeez. Sweat also claimed he and Matt separated on June 23rd after Matt became unfocused and was slowing him down.
Yeah, because he's dealing with the shits.
All right. An autopsy of Matt was released on the 6th of August, which verified his cause of death as skull fractures and brain damage from being shot.
I bet.
It was also revealed he had a blood alcohol level of
You were drunk as shit, dude. That's why he's shooting at.
0.18.
That's why he's shooting at passerbys.
This dude drunk as shit because he feels like shit.
Probably. Sweat pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of first-degree escape and an additional count of promoting prison contraband.
Okay.
He was sentenced to 3.5 years to 7 years to be served consecutively with his previous life sentence. So,
Whatever.
mean nothing. He was further ordered to pay $79,000 in restitution. Doubt it. In March 2022, Sweat, known for a history of hunger strikes in prison, was authorized by a judge to be force-fed.
Oh, wow.
Who additionally ordered Sweat to comply with the force feeding as well, cooperate with hydration and necessary medical treatment. So they're probably shoving a tube in his mouth, in his throat, and he's on a liquid diet now. They're putting that shit down him, and then they're IVing him to make him hydrated, dude. Jeez. What a pussy. What a pussy,
And they're
dude.
charging him for this shit, too, probably.
Well, I mean, they're charging the city of New York for that.
Right, and he'll get a bill, I bet.
How? He's in there for life. Don't matter to him.
Right. You still get a bill.
I wonder if they'll deny, like, his commissary or something like that. If he gets prison pay, because, you can get pay.
The state was also granted permission by the judge to use physical restraints, medications, and chemical sedation if necessary.
Damn right.
Joyce Mitchell, defended by a Clinton County public defender, pleaded guilty to promoting prison contraband and criminal facilitation. She was sentenced to 2 to 7 years in prison and fined $6,375 and ordered to pay $79,841 in restitution. Dang.
It's the same much as him.
Dang.
Mitchell was granted parole and released from prison in February of 2020. Gene Palmer pleaded no guilty. No guilty. Gene Palmer pleaded guilty to promoting prison contraband, a felony, and was sentenced to 6 months in jail and fined $5,375. That's not bad. He served 4 months and released for good behavior. Good for him.
Good for him, right?
The inspector, he didn't even go to prison, though.
He was in jail.
Right. The Inspector General's report was released in June of 2016.
Sometimes that's worth in prison, though, man.
I mean, a lot of people in Sagnasty would say that. Mm-hmm. The Inspector General's report was released in June of 2016 and found that, quote unquote, the long-standing systemic failures in management and oversight by the Department of Corrections enabled 2 convicted murderers to meticulously orchestrate their escape from a maximum security facility almost in plain sight.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
failure.
this is like 1880 stuff.
I know, dude. Like, how does that happen?
The report noted the failures of 20 individual correctional employees, both civilian and uniformed.
Jeez.
Other than Palmer and Mitchell, no criminal charges were brought against any prisoner employee.
But she just reported the failures of 20 individuals, so who were those?
1 were demoted, 2 were suspended pending arbitration, 9 returned to work after lesser penalties were applied, and the remainder retired or resigned before being punished.
Okay.
The report was highly critical of a lack of cooperation
Bet there was.
and misleading and lying testimony by prison and
I
employees.
bet there was. 'cause
This is just a corrupt prison.
I was going to say,
altogether.
that whole prison system's corrupt as shit, it sounds like.
Right. Is the warden still running that shit show?
Right. Like, where's the warden at? Stupid. And, of course, there's a whole shit ton of stuff made about it. February 10th, 2016, a Law & Order Special Victims Unit aired an episode called Nationwide Manhunt that reflected the events that transpired with the Clinton facility escape. The escape was also the subject of a television movie in 2017 called The New York Prison Break: The Seduction of Joyce Mitchell. Oh, trying to make her the feel sorry for her now. Penelope Ann Miller starred as Joyce Mitchell, with Matt being played by Mike M-Y-K Watford.
They probably got her wearing a miniskirt and high heels and her
Tits
her
showing out.
Yeah, button down shirt, button down past her brassiere.
Lifetime movie, so
Right. Blonde hair with red lipstick. And one and a tiny prison hat, not the one just a little, one that goes sit on top.
her prison uniform is literally like a maid's outfit with a badge.
All right. Wow. And her little nightstick shaped like a dildo.
No, her nightstick is one of those little things that got the leather tassels. That's her
Little whip
nightstick.
thing. Yes. Damn. 2018, the story of the escape was adapted into a 7-part television miniseries on Showtime. It's called Escape at Dannemora. Created and written by Brett Johnson and Michael Tolkien. Directed by Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ben
guy.
Stiller, man.
Starring Benicio del Toro
Okay, look at that.
as Matt, Paul Dano as Sweat, Patricia Arquette
Right.
as Michelle. Or
Ew,
Mitchell.
they really, ew.
Patricia Arquette as Mitchell.
really dumbed her down, didn't they?
All right. Mitchell criticized the miniseries. Obviously, I would too.
Right, you got Patricia Arquette.
You have her play me?
Oh, look at we were right though.
Mitchell criticized the miniseries, which includes several prison sex scenes
Right.
for containing lies and denied having sexual relations with the 2 inmates.
I did not have sexual relations with those 2 inmates.
Not at the same time, at least.
December 15th, 2018, Oxygen Network premiered a special entitled Dannemora Prison Break, which features Bryce Dallas Howard as the narrator. She's the chick that's the chick in Jurassic World. 2021, The Escape was featured in an episode of The Great Escapes with Morgan Freeman on the History
Her
Channel.
name Claire? Clio?
Claire? No.
Clio?
Clio.
Cleo?
Cleo. Call me now for your free reading. What is her name? Klein? Clue?
Klein, yeah, I think it's Klein.
Klein.
Yeah, I think it is Klein.
It's like Claire, I think.
I think it's Klein.
Here's the question, Claire.
It's Klein.
Claire. Bryce Dallas Howard. Brother Zach. Claire Daring.
Claire, I told you it's Claire.
Claire. Yeah, guys, that was a nice, short, sweet,
So, in speak about 30 minutes.
about 30 minutes worth. Told you, keep it lighthearted for this one. Lots of our stupid slapstick comedy that you guys probably hate and don't give a shit about. But hey,
We don't care.
we kept it light.
We don't care.
Nice little 30-minute for us. Kind of clear the mind of all the sick and sadistic shit we've been talking about for the last 5 weeks. Yeah, that's us here.
Because we got a lot more to go.
Yes, we do. Escape from Dannemora prison, and that will do it for us this week. Next week we'll be back for we will be back for the Abagnale, the guy that inspired the Catch Me If You Can movie. We will be back for that next week for show. In the meantime, go check out our other series. We're deep in, about end of February-ish. Deep in American Civil War. And we just finished up the Battle of Fort Donelson, the first major war of 1862, and the first major war or major battle that the Union has won so far in the war at all.
And these dudes still making mistakes.
Yeah, they all suck pretty much. Yeah, that's over on the Battles of the American Civil War. We're heading straight towards the month of March, and a lot of Union wins coming up.
Yeah.
Lots. Confederates are on their heels right now.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
A lot of mistakes be made by the higher ups.
Yeah, people don't know what the hell to do.
No.
They're all fighting. They're all fighting with each other to get a one up. No, I'm not going to listen to you. No, he shouldn't be doing that.
Even the North is just getting lucky because they got better soldiers.
Right. And more men, pretty much.
Well, they got the same amount of men, just the soldiers are better.
I guess, but they're getting killed more. They are. So, yeah. Battles of the American Civil War, wherever you get your podcast, just look up Battles of the American Civil War podcast on Google. All that shit will pop up for you. And we'll be back next week for Frank Abagnale. I think
Not
that's how
key
you-
battles.
Right,
Remember
not
that.
key battles. Battles of the American Civil War podcast.
Right.
And we'll be there. Just look for Bang and Dang under the title, and then we'll be there. We'll be here next week for Frankie Boy.
Ooh, Frank.
We are the Mouth of Michiganders with
Bang Dang.